Hello. A large part of the work on any allotment is mulching, weeding and making compost. It begins in earnest in May as we get busy mulching around plants and the weeds start growing rapidly. We've also sorted out the finished compost from last year to be added to beds and containers. We shouldn't neglect composting at this time of the year, as this is the time to start making compost. Fortunately, weeds can be composted or made into liquid plant food. Check out our playlist on making compost and fertiliser. This bath is full of weeds and all sorts, but I'm not going to need it till next year. So for the moment, all I've done is roughly clear it, took most of the weeds off, but I've not dug in because it's all dry and it's like concrete. This is what it looked like. I've got to go through this as well, but that's what the bath looked like. And this half barrel needs to be cleared the same way. So I've half cleared it. I'm going to put a load of these wood chips on top, and then I can leave it for a year, and then by then I'll have got rid of most of the weeds. There'll be some perennials, but I can deal with that next year. Just running out of time this year, so it will hold it till next year. And you know, I filled a bucket. Can't see the bucket, but there's a bucket full of weeds that I took out of this one, and I've got to do this one as well, which is not too bad. Obviously I'm not pulling them out by the roots, but I'll deal with those next year. Okay, well that will do, and I'll top it up later with some other different material when we get it, and that will eventually rot down and make this bath full of nice compost, nice ericaceous compost for the blueberries. And it's the same process for this bath as well. Right, the bath is done now as well, so that's filled up. And I'll deal with that bit later. We've got some more wood chips. Well, not wood chips, they're more like clippings. So I've got lots of leaves in it. Some of it had a bit more conifer in it, some of it is more sort of bushes and tree clippings. So I put a lot more on this middle bed. I've left the brambles for the moment because this ground is rock hard at the moment. So I'm waiting till we get some rain, then I can push away the clippings, dig out the brambles and get shut of those. But for the moment, they'll sit here till we get some decent rains, which we haven't had for about a month and a half. The strawberries and raspberries that I transplanted have taken well. There is the odd one that isn't happy, but the rest seems to be okay. That one is still showing a bit of sign of life, but the others, I think that one has started coming from the root again, so might actually get some raspberries off that one. But this one, there is a little bit of sign of life there, so it has taken root, but it just looks not as healthy as that one. But I've got a few more in pots to take the place of any that die off, and these look like they're actually sending out runners. So I won't go short of raspberries. This strawberry bed is not too bad. There are a few weeds in here, but we can sort that out. But the path and then this other bed are absolutely chocker. I've taken some of the weeds out, and that path between those two beds look like this. So what I'm going to do is just roughly take everything out, and then when we get some more clippings I'll cover this bed too, because it's absolutely solid clay at the moment. Can't dig into it. These are almost waist high, so they need to be sorted, but I can't remove anything by the roots at the moment, so I just have to do the best of what I can. Okay, I've roughly sort of cleared the edges. I haven't cleared everything, I mean that comfrey's staying. I'll deal with those thistles and nettles later, but I've sort of roughly cut and pulled out most of the weeds. What I'm going to do is take some of that garlic mustard as well to cover this up a little bit more, and then I've got a pile of chippings there. Well, they were green, but they've been sitting there for a few weeks, so the top's gone brown. But once I've got this, I'll cover it with those clippings, and next year I'll be able to use it. You couldn't even see this path, you couldn't see what was down here before. I can see there's carpet and bits of God knows what, but I can deal with that. Looks like there's a Swiss chard there, but I've got plenty of that. So yeah, I'll take some of that stuff, chuck it on here and cover it up, and that will be done. This back area where it was infested with hawthorn trees and brambles, there was a lot of nettles underneath it. Of course, I've cleared the trees and the brambles, and the nettles are getting full sun and they're romping away, so I need to pull them out. But they're just going gangbusters. We've got all the full sun now, and they're going crazy. I'm going to clear a bit of space here and put that plastic container and all the herbs in it. Right, I'm going to move this top of the IBC container to cover that area, and move all the pots to go back in it for the moment, and then I can use this area for something else. I've cleared this patch for the IBC top, so it'll sit here. First I've got to move all these pots out of the way. That's free. Just put the pots around. I'll sort them out later. So this is the spot, and this is where it's going to go. Now, because of the privet stump, that's as far as it'll go that way. Now, this area where the IBC was sitting, it's got a couple of weeds, but it's alright, and I can use this for other things, such as, at the moment my sitting area is where the brassica bed is, so I need to move that table here. Just shift a few of these pots out of the way. Well, I can't remember what was in that pot. This was a cucumber last year, that's died, obviously. Right, these two horseradish containers are heavy, so I'm not moving them, so I think I might be able to just get that table in here, get the chair in so I can sit down. Right, and I can get to it if I remove these pots somewhere else. The brassica beds are now free, just got to dig out these weeds and plant into it. This bed had potatoes in it. Tim harvested the potatoes last year, and I dug it over and picked up all those small potatoes. Still, we've got potatoes coming up. But I didn't put a lot of thick mulch in, it's just got a little bit in. So this stuff's coming through. Where there is thicker mulch, obviously there's a bit of bindweed coming through, but can't help that. But the thicker mulch has stopped stuff coming through. If you do a thin mulch, and I only mulched it thinly because I didn't want to put too much down around the raspberries and bury the strawberries. Obviously you can see them a bit better now, but when I put them in, it was just a crown and a couple of little leaves, so I didn't want them buried. But thin mulch doesn't work. Digging over and thinking, oh, I've got everything out, doesn't work. But compare that to thick mulch, where nothing has come through, apart from the odd bindweed, and obviously a few perennial weeds will come through, but most things will struggle to get through. So with mulch, definitely the thicker the better. I put another builder's bag under this apple tree, tied the two bags together in that corner, and that's on the post. Well, this side is loose, but that's alright. So all the sort of grass and other various weeds I can compost down, put in a few woody bits as well, small branches and things. So that will compost down in a couple of years. It's nice foxglove has come up under the tree. Don't know who put it there, but that's where it's come up. There was a lot of blossoms on it, but I don't see much sign of fruit developing on it. I don't know. No. We'll see, we'll see. So once that one and that one is filled, I'll put another builder's bag here, and that can cover up this area. Otherwise, all those weeds will just come over to this side, so I want something that will get in between me and them. But I don't want to put too much in because I've got a gooseberry here and I've got a rhubarb here, so I have to be careful what to put here. Nothing too tall, I don't want to shade these out because they get partially shaded by the apple tree anyway. And this rhubarb is really not done well compared to the other one. Somebody was throwing away some hedge trimmings. I mean, you know, it's good stuff. It's all green stuff, so I thought this would be great as mulch and to go and be added to the compost. I've cut a bit of comfrey down as well from around the place and added that to it. So that stuff will be mulch and this will compost. Once I get a bit more of the chippy stuff, I'll put that on top of this, mix it with this, and then that can sit there and rot down over winter. Well, I hope that's given you some ideas on how to deal with your enemy, the weeds. Goodbye for now, and come back soon.